Mario Balotelli adopted. The story. He's a striker who can score worldies with his left foot, celebrate with his shirt over his head and spark controversy, all before half-time. But who is the real Mario Balotelli? From a childhood split between two families to becoming a global superstar, Mario Balotelli's story is a masterclass in resilience. The media loves to paint him as a bad boy, but there's so much more to Mario Balotelli than meets the eye. In this video, we'll explore the story most fans never hear, a story of a young boy caught between two families, two cultures, and a burning passion for the beautiful game. So stay tuned until the end of the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Mario Balotelli is an Italian football sensation, known for his flamboyance on and off the field. Born on the 12th of August 1990, this guy's got the moves that makes fans go wild. He's not just any player, he's the striker for Super League club Adana Demirspor, tearing up the field with his skills. Mario's unique blend of talent and personality sets him apart. I mean, he's not your typical footballer. Nope, Mario's got that special spark that keeps everyone on their toes, both on and off the pitch. Born Mario Balotelli in Palermo, Sicily to Ghanaian parents, his early years were anything but smooth sailing. When he was just 2 years old, his natural parents supposedly left him behind, so he found himself in the care of Rose and Thomas Balotelli, who whisked him away to Bagnolo Mela, a cosy town in Lombardy, Italy. Now this town could have been more bustling with excitement. With its terracotta buildings and meandering cobbled streets, it had a quaint charm. But life there wasn't exactly a walk in the park, especially for Mario's family. His dad had to hustle for work, which meant he'd spend hours on the train every weekend commuting. Meanwhile, his mum held down the fort, looking after Mario and his sister Abigail. And let's not forget Mario's health woes. As a baby, he had his fair share of trips to the hospital, keeping his parents on their toes. But through it all, they persevered, determined to give their kids the best shot at life. Fast forward to the 12th of August 1990, the day Mario entered the world. Even from a young age, there was something special about him. Maybe it was that twinkle in his eye or that mischievous grin. Whatever it was clear that Mario was destined for greatness. You might think growing up in a small town would limit Mario's opportunities, but did he prove everyone wrong? Now, can you believe the hurdles Mario Balotelli's family faced when he was just a tiny tot? Mario's intestines were causing all sorts of trouble, and the poor kid was fighting for his life. It was touch and go for a while there. Doctors were worried he might not make it. Can you imagine the fear and uncertainty his parents must have felt? They even had him baptised in the hospital just in case. But do you know what? Mario's a fighter. Despite the odds, he pulled through. By 1992, his health started improving, and his family decided to shake things up by moving to Brescia, a bustling city known for its factories and industries. Adoption. Now, life in Brescia was a different walk in the park. The Balotellis started off in a tiny studio flat, squeezing in with another African family, but they soon realised they needed a bit of help, so they reached out to social services, and guess what? They suggested fostering Mario, and it was a game changer. Francesco and Silvio Balotelli, who already had their own kids, opened their doors and hearts to Mario, giving him the love and stability he needed to thrive. It was a match made in heaven, and Mario finally had the support system he deserved. From that moment on, Mario's life took a turn for the better. He had a new family, a fresh start, and a world of opportunities ahead of him. The tense father and son relationship. Balotelli never officially got adopted, but he embraced his adopted family and their Italian roots. He even changed his last name to theirs and represented Italy in the under-21 football team. It could have been his way of fitting in better, especially in a place like northern Italy where people could be tough on outsiders, especially if they looked or sounded different. His foster mum once said he had to go through some tough times just because he wasn't seen as Italian enough. Imagine being born and raised somewhere but still feeling like you don't belong. It's tough stuff for sure. Then on his 18th birthday in 2008, Balotelli got Italian citizenship and an ID card. Sounds like a big deal, right? But get this, his biological parents didn't even know it was happening. They found out through the news of all things. And what's more, they didn't even know he changed his last name to Balotelli. Club career. Balotelli kicked off his football journey right in his own backyard, playing for the local team Lumezzane, which was just a stone's throw away from his home in Concesio. He was barely 15 when he got the call up to the big leagues, making his debut in a Serie C1 match against Padova on the 2nd of April 2006. Let me tell you the backstory for this. One day, young Mario Balotelli caught the eye of Walter Salvioni, the coach of 3rd Division Italian side AC Lumezzane. Within minutes, Salvioni was convinced he had what it takes to play with the big boys. Entering the big leagues. And that was just the beginning. Balotelli's talent couldn't be contained within the confines of Lumezzane for long. At just 15 years old, he even had a shot with Barcelona, although it didn't quite work out. Instead, he found his home with Inter Milan in 2006, initially on loan with an option to buy for €150,000. And you know what? Inter did not waste any time. They exercised that option in June 2007, shelling out an extra €190,000 to seal the deal. Balotelli's first taste of the big leagues came in November 2007, when he played in a friendly match against Sheffield FC as part of their 150th anniversary celebrations. And did he make an impression? Scoring twice in a 5-2 win for Inter, he showed the world he wasn't a normal kid. But it was in December 2007 that he really made his mark, making his Serie A debut against Cagliari. And just 3 days later, he was tearing up the field again, this time in the Coppa Italia match against Regina, where he scored 2 goals in a 4-1 victory. The spotlight really shone on Balotelli when he faced Juventus in the Coppa Italia quarter-finals, scoring 2 crucial goals in a 3-2 win for Inter, and he didn't stop there. His first Serie A goal came in April 2008, helping Inter secure a 2-0 victory over Atalanta. Liverpool journey. Let's get into Balotelli's journey with Liverpool in the 2014-2015 season. After joining the club in August 2014 for a hefty £16 million transfer fee, he was tasked with filling the shoes of the departing Luis Suarez. His debut for Liverpool came in a league match against Tottenham Hotspur on the 31st of August 2014. It was a promising start for Balotelli as Liverpool emerged victorious with a 3-0 win. However, it wasn't until the 16th of September that he scored his first goal for the club, sealing a 2-1 win against Ludogorets Razgrad in the UEFA Champions League group stage. By the end of the season, Balotelli was widely considered one of the worst signings. His time at Liverpool had been marked by controversy and inconsistency, leaving many fans and pundits disappointed with his contribution to the team. Balotelli says hello to Marseille. On the 23rd of January 2019, Balotelli said goodbye to Nice and hello to Marseille, signing a contract until the season's end. Just 2 days later, he made his debut for Marseille, coming off the bench to score a late goal against Lille, although they ended up losing 2-1. His Marseille journey continued with some memorable moments, like his acrobatic volley against Saint Etienne on the 3rd of March, which he celebrated by sharing the joy on Instagram right from the pitch. Then on the 30th of March, he etched his name into the record books by becoming the first player since the late 1960s to score in each of his first 5 home games for Marseille in Ligue 1. But Balotelli's journey didn't stop there. In August 2019, he returned to his roots, signing with his hometown club Brescia on a multi-year contract. It was a homecoming for the enigmatic striker who joined the club hoping to make an impact. He wasted no time, making his debut against Juventus on the 24th of September 2019, despite serving a suspension from his time at Marseille. Then just a few days later, he scored his first goal for Brescia in a match against Napoli, showing his knack for finding the back of the net. However, his time at Brescia was not without its challenges. On the 3rd of November 2019, he faced racist chants from Hellas Verona fans during a match, prompting him to kick the ball into the crowd in frustration. Despite the adversity, he scored a goal later on in the match. Unfortunately, instances of racism continued to plague him as he faced taunts from Lazio fans during a match on the 5th of January 2020. Balotelli took a stand against the abuse, condemning it on social media. As the 2019-2020 Serie A season came to a close, Brescia found themselves relegated to Serie B. With the club's automatic renewal option not activated, Balotelli's contract was terminated after he repeatedly missed training sessions in June and July 2020. Despite being a free agent, Balotelli continued to train, even joining Serie D side Franciacorta in November 2020 as he sought his next opportunity in football. Impressive football journey continued. Balotelli started a new journey on the 7th of December 2020 when he signed a 7-month deal with Serie B side Monza. It was like seeing old friend Kevin Prince Boateng again, head coach Christian Brocchi and club owner Silvio Berlusconi. Balotelli scored on his debut against league leaders Salernitana in the 4th minute with his first touch. He didn't waste any time making an impression. It was great to see him again on the 1st of May 2021 when he scored twice against Salernitana after being out for almost a month. After coming on as a replacement in the 80th minute, he scored with his first touch within a minute and then scored again in extra time. Then on the 7th of July 2021, Balotelli started a new journey in Turkey when he joined Adana Demirspor, a newly promoted Turkish Super League team. During the 2021-22 Super League season, he scored an impressive 18 goals and had a big effect. One of the most impressive games was the last one, when he scored 5 goals in an impressive 7-0 win over Göztepe. His 4th goal in that game, a mix of stepovers and a Rabona shot, got him nominated for the coveted FIFA Puskas Award in 2022. But Balotelli's life took a new turn on the 31st of August 2022 when he signed a 2-year deal with Sion of the Swiss Super League. He didn't stay at Sion for long though. On the 14th of September 2023, when his contract expired, he left the club. On the 15th of September 2023, Balotelli returned to Adana Demirspor, inking a 1-year contract with the possibility of extending it for another year. He wasted no time getting back into action, making his debut in the Alanyaspor match on the 1st of October 2023, where he scored his first goals for the new season. A peek into his international career. Balotelli's journey into international football had its fair share of twists and turns, especially at the start. Imagine being a talented player, but unable to join the national youth teams because of citizenship issues. That was the case for him. He couldn't join Italy under 15 and under 17 squads due to his Ghanaian background. Then, just before he turned 17, he got an unexpected call-up from Ghana's senior team. But here's the plot twist. He turned it down. Why? Because his heart was set on playing for Italy, the country he considered home. Finally, he became an Italian citizen in August 2008, a day he'd never forget. It was a dream come true for him, even more exciting than his debut in Italy's top league. With his citizenship sorted, he was all in to represent his country. And guess what? Italy's under-21 coach wasted no time. He called Balotelli up for some important matches against Greece and Croatia, and in his very first game, he scored. But there were some bumps along the way. In the 2009 UEFA European Under-21 Championships, he scored a goal against Sweden, but saw red later. Despite that, Italy made it to the semi-finals, showing just how much talent Balotelli brought to the team. Despite the buzz surrounding Balotelli's talent, Italy's coach Marcello Lippi decided not to include him in the 2010 FIFA World Cup squad. Lippi believed Balotelli still had some growing up to do and wasn't quite ready for the big stage. But Balotelli's chance came soon after under new head coach Cesar Prandelli. On the 10th of August 2010, he finally debuted for Italy's senior team in a friendly against Ivory Coast. It wasn't the best start as Italy lost 1-0, but it was a significant moment for Balotelli. Then on the 11th of November 2011, Balotelli scored his first goal for Italy in a match against Poland. He found the back of the net and set up Italy's second goal, showing his skill and versatility on the international stage. UEFA Euro 2012. Before the UEFA Euro 2012 started, Balotelli didn't hold back when discussing racism in Poland and Ukraine, who were hosting the tournament. He was very clear that he would not put up with any racist slurs from fans and said he would leave the field if it happened. Someone who tried to throw a banana at him was told he would kill them. His strong stance came from his unfair treatment as an Inter Milan player in Serie A. Balotelli made history when the game finally started on the 10th of June 2012. He played against Spain in Italy's first Euro 2012 game, making history as the first black player to play for Italy in a major international event. His performance didn't quite live up to the hype though. Balotelli had a hard time getting into a rhythm and missed a number of great chances, including a one-on-one against Iker Casillas, the Spanish goalie. Ultimately, he was taken off in the 56th minute to make room for Antonio Di Natale, who scored right away to make a mark. As the game went on, Balotelli's problems kept making the news. People who liked and didn't like him started calling for Di Natale to start instead of him. Balotelli was going through a tough time because he was under a lot of pressure to do well on the biggest stage in European football. Even though Balotelli was criticised, there was no denying his natural ability, but it was becoming clearer that he needed to grow up on and off the field if he wanted to be the important player for Italy that he was meant to be. Roberto Mancini, Balotelli's boss at Manchester City, stood by him off the field and spoke out to support him in the media. But even Mancini and Daniele De Rossi, another football player, thought Balotelli needed to grow up if he wanted to be a big part of Italy's future success. Many people agreed with them, which showed how important it is for Balotelli to use his huge ability well. Even though there were problems, Balotelli's time at Euro 2012 was a big moment in his career. During that time, the skilled striker learned how to deal with the ups and the downs of international football on one of the biggest stages in the sport. Even though Balotelli may have made mistakes along the way, his drive to get through tough times would make him the player he was meant to be. In the midst of the UEFA Euro 2012 tournament, Balotelli's moment of glory arrived on the 18th of June 2012. He netted his first goal in a major international tournament during Italy's 2-0 triumph over the Republic of Ireland. However, his jubilation was quickly curtailed by teammate Leonardo Bonucci, who intervened to prevent Balotelli from saying anything that might land him in hot water. Before facing Ireland, Balotelli had been benched by manager Cesare Prandelli due to his lacklustre performances in previous matches. So, when he was subbed on against Ireland and scored, it seemed like a message to his doubters, who had questioned his place in the team. His impact continued into the quarter-finals against England, where he scored in the penalty shootout, converting the spot kick against his Manchester City colleague Joe Hart. The semi-final clash against Germany showcased Balotelli at his best. He scored twice within the first 40 minutes, propelling Italy to a 2-1 victory and securing their spot in the final against reigning champion Spain. After his second goal, Balotelli celebrated by ripping off his shirt and striking a memorable pose, symbolising his strength and dominance on the field. Despite facing racial abuse during the tournament, Balotelli's performances earned him recognition. He was included in the Euro 2012 team of the tournament, cementing his status as one of the standout players of the competition. With 3 goals to his name, Balotelli finished as one of the joint top scorers, although the Golden Boot ultimately went to Fernando Torres due to his assistance in the final. FIFA World Cup participation. After impressing at Euro 2012, Balotelli remained Italy's best scorer during their 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign. His journey began with a spectacular long-range goal against Brazil in March 2013, which showed how good he was on the world stage. A few days later, he scored both goals in Italy's win over Malta in a very important World Cup qualifier, continuing his great scoring form. But not every moment was a victory. Balotelli got a red card in a tense game against the Czech Republic, which made Italy's mood worse for a while. But he quickly got better and scored the game-winning goal in another match against the Czechs, which guaranteed Italy's spots in the 2014 World Cup. Balotelli scored the most goals for Italy in the qualifying round, helping his team to win their group. Balotelli won his spot on Italy's team before the 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup. His effect was immediately felt as a late winner against Mexico sparked Italy's campaign. After that, he scored another important goal against Japan, giving him 10 international goals at a very young age. Even though he got hurt before the semi-finals, Balotelli's contributions helped Italy finish in a historic 3rd place. The 2014 FIFA World Cup was the high point of Balotelli's international career. His first goal against England set the tone for Italy's game and showed that he could perform on the biggest stages. Even though he had some setbacks after that and Italy had to leave the game early, Balotelli's passion and dedication were evident. In a critical moment for him, he dedicated his goal to Fanny Nguesha, who was his partner at the time. Moreover, under Antonio Conte's management, he only got 1 call-up in November 2014, but bad luck struck and he couldn't step onto the field due to injury. Then came the disappointment of being left out of the squad for UEFA Euro 2016 following a lacklustre season with Milan. Fast forward to the aftermath of Italy's failure to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. Balotelli seemed primed for a comeback under caretaker manager Luigi Di Biagio. Fans were buzzing with anticipation, but alas, the call-up never came, leaving many scratching their heads. In May 2018, newly appointed manager Roberto Mancini threw Balotelli a lifeline, calling him up for Italy's friendlies in May and June. And did Balotelli seize the moment? In his first appearance for the Azzurri since the 2014 World Cup, he netted the opener against Saudi Arabia, dedicating the goal to his late teammate Davide Astori. Then, after 4 long years of waiting in the wings, Balotelli got another shot at redemption. In January 2022, Mancini extended an invitation to the training camp in Coverciano. It was a sign that maybe, just maybe, Balotelli's international journey wasn't over yet. Are you impressed with his story? Share your thoughts about his journey from adoption to being a football star in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.